Hey babes, hello, hello, hello. So today I want to do a video. I want to do a series, but I'm going to start out with this first video, exposing Gypsy Rose. Do you know who I'm talking about? So this is all plausible case scenarios. Everything is alleged. These are all my thoughts and feelings, but totally plausible. Even Gypsy Rose has to say allegedly, because the other people involved are not here to speak up for themselves. Which in turn is even more suspect to me, in my eyes, as she's the only one talking. So, because I am a paranormal investigator and a survivor of Munchausen by proxy, I thought the best place to start would be where she told the little fairy tale of her mother doing voodoo. Again, we only have a tale told. So I thought that we could deep dive into Gypsy Rose fairy tale for a moment. But I have a little clip I want to insert where she's talking to Dr. Dr. Pill. I just can't pronounce his name right. So Pinocchio is speaking to Dr. Pill. And I'm kind of curious why Dr. Pill is there. What are the connections? So before we start into the fairy tale, we gotta see connections first. Well, that was easy. There's actually a lot of stuff connecting Dr. Pill to abuse, drugging children, death, Oprah. Oprah even claims to have created Dr. Pill. Opera. Children, abuse, kidnapping, death, money, Hollywood. Hollywood's important. Money's important. Follow me.
You're preparing yourself like a sacrifice.
That's what Victor wanted. Be a good liar. She taught me how to be a good liar. A very good liar without any conscience.
Okay, so just real quick, just this part, okay? So she knows she's a liar. She knows she has no conscience. And she was well aware at this stage and age and all that good stuff that she was lying. Good job admitting.
Shelter, you could have gone to a police
She would
station.
have found me. She would have convinced them that I was lying.
Well, you just said you were great at lying, especially with no conscience. No soul there. Why would she have to convince them? If you just admitted that's who you are. Now, this part doesn't have anything to do with the voodoo or anything like that, but I need to show you this just to show you this. Read what it says. I slashed that fat pig and blanked her sweet innocent daughter. Her scream was so loud. Laugh out loud.
Tell me about this post.
Me and Nick made that post on
First she says me and Nick. But I highly doubt this. Why? Because listen.
her Facebook account.
Who would have access to her Facebook account? Not Nick.
It says the bitch is dead.
Anger, hate, rage, right?
It says I slashed that fat pig and raped her sweet innocent daughter. Her scream was so
Blatant lie.
loud.
This, I feel, is all a setup to pin it on him because it gets deeper.
LOL.
Now listen to what she says.
Why that particular message?
It was alarming. The whole point of the post was I wanted her found.
I got 300.
Okay, one moment, please.
I couldn't stand the thought of her body just being there, and I remember something Nick had said when he first entered the house to kill.
She remembered something that Nick, just, blame pushing.
Her.
But she remembered. So she's writing.
And it was, this bitch is dead. And so,
Hold on.
my mother never cussed online. She never put anything alarming, and I
She really thought this was a great tale.
thought that was alarming. That would alert some of her friends
4 days after her death. Okay.
to call the police.
It gets deeper.
Body in there, or you could have said, you need to do a wellness check on XYZ address.
She had plenty of options. She knew what she was doing, and I'm going to prove it.
I wasn't that smart.
I wasn't that smart. With her head shaking, no, I wasn't that smart. But you just said you were able to lie without any conscience. A liar has to be quick-witted.
You could do that as opposed to,
Look at that and say, something's not right. So let's call the police.
well, that's an understatement.
She wants the police called because she left enough evidence for it to say Nick did it. I can prove that.
Something's not right.
But I do regret making that statement. Not because
Aha. I do regret making that statement. Not me and I regret making that statement with Nick. Nope. Just her. Just Gypsy Rose, who should be on death row.
it got me found and arrested, but because
She wanted to be found so that she could say, it was all him. It was all his idea. Oh. But listen, I was under the impression that she was only stabbed 4 times because that's what Nick says, right? Come to find out, she was stabbed 17 times. Number 1, that's overkill. Hold on. It's literally overkill. There was passion and hatred and anger in 17 wounds. Okay? Not to mention that Dee Dee was sick, and I could prove that she was sick, and I could prove that things were not right with Dee Dee since Christmas, which was December, which was damn near 6 months before everything occurred. Okay? The only way I feel like everything was missed and looked over and pinned on just him and her just a co-conspirator, not at all. I feel she did this. Nick don't have that passion, that anger. 17 times. That is overkill. So, hold on. Let's continue.
it's not.
Your friend, you had a boyfriend, a secret boyfriend.
I forgot about that part.
Yeah, what is it?
I forgot about that part. Because you're used to being quick-witted. You're used to being quick-witted and you slipped up. Okay? The whole story of, she had me in my house and I couldn't go nowhere and where. No, you were an adult. Okay? And as I can see Dee Dee being a loving parent to a girl who has a mutation disorder, which forces you to have certain surgeries and feeding tubes, and it's all part of that chromosome disorder, okay? And hold on, I might even have pictures. Hold on. I do. So here we go. This is not Gypsy, okay? This is Gypsy, okay? This is a chromosome disorder. It's a chromosome deletion, okay? She has it. It's that, okay? Here's some more. Okay, if you wanted to read about it, it's right here. Disturbance in the lens of the eye. Okay. Here's all about it. Okay, you can pause that. One moment, please. Reduces the pellets in the blood, leading to spontaneous bruising and lethargy and bleeding, and absent radius in her forearms. Hold on, there's this one part I want to show you. Parents of the consumer, blah, blah, blah. It actually tells you at one part where it may affect children. Micro deletion means we have that blah blah blah. So, fertility, pregnancy, blah blah blah. There's a part where it lets you know that they will have to have feeding tubes. Okay, so for me, I truly feel like Dee Dee was a good mother to her. Yes, she had the wrong way about things to get what her little princess wanted. Okay, but I feel like just by looking at that trashy house, okay, that she was a hoarder, but what she was hoarding was all this nice stuff for Gypsy. So I believe everything she was doing was to get Gypsy what Gypsy wanted, because Gypsy believed in her Delulu mind that she was a princess. Okay? So, let's go back to the video.
Forgot about that part.
Yeah, what was that, friend?
I forgot about that part.
Yeah, what was that one? Then, of course, he's dripping his DNA from the bedroom to the bathroom.
She did not forget about that part. She knew he was dripping blood, and she left tissue everywhere in the house, the baby wipes everywhere in her house. And I'm even going to prove to you that the reason why Gypsy's mouth was rotted is because she didn't take care of herself and she had disgusting hygiene. Literally.
Back into the other bedroom.
From somebody, because I thought my mother was the only person like that. And so I want to speak about my experience to encourage people, if they're being abused, get help, because it can make it.
In the neck.
So she wants to encourage people, but since she's been out of jail, prison, she has not encouraged anybody. In fact, she literally ran another girl that survived Munchausen syndrome, whom she stole her story. Go check it out. It's crazy. She ran her off the internet. The girl is scared to share her story because she's been bullied by Gypsy Rose. Okay? So what advocating are you actually doing?
I think that I think he should spend the rest of his life in prison.
Yeah, I'm sure you want him to, because then nobody else can talk. You're the only one that gets to live your life. I'm living my best life and the D is fire, right? What? That don't sound like somebody that is remorseful. Okay? That sounds like a psychopath. Of course she wants him in jail for the rest of his life. She felt like she had his blood. Everything was left in the house. You could tell like Gypsy was not even truly like living in that house. And if she was, she is just disgusting. Like I already know she's disgusting, but she's like physically disgusting too, not just spiritually.
Own what he does, and you have to own your part of it.
See, and this is where I started like questioning Dr. Phil, okay? Because we all know what happened with Bad Baby or Bad Barbie, Bad Baby. I don't know who she is. The Catch Me Outside chick, right? We all know what happened to her and how he's quick to take these children and sedate them and, take them to these faraway places where they can't tell what's actually happening to them. And then I was like, okay, who is he connected to? Oh, he's connected to Oprah. Oh, Hollywood. Oh, I get it. And this is where the voodoo stuff starts coming up. It's not yet on what I'm about to show you, but it's coming. Hold on.
Mother wasn't even on his radar until you put her there.
Exactly. Dee Dee was not on Nick or Victor or she's so freaking Delulu. Whatever his name is, Nick, was not on Dee Dee's radar until Gypsy Rose decided to sick him on her. And I feel like it took a long, long time to convince him. She's saying this happened because they had a fight 2 days prior. Nope. I think this has been going on for a long time. A long, long time. Months. So this is the part about the whole, my mom did voodoo, but I'm telling you, I'm about to expose it.
Got a voodoo hex on me. She printed out a picture of Dan, and she printed out a picture of me, and she went to the store and got
Notice her smile.
a mason jar and a cow tongue. She put the cow.
Did you hear that? Just watch, listen, perceive, and I'll break it down.
Got a voodoo hex on me. She printed out a picture of Dan, and she printed out a picture of me, and she went to the store and got a mason jar and a cow tongue. She put the cow tongue in the mason jar with the 2 pictures and a little bit of my menstrual blood.
Yes, you heard that correctly. Okay, so let's talk about this. So before she gets into that story, she says that her mom tied her to a bed for 2 weeks. And while she was tied to that bed, that is everything that her mother did. Okay, now let's just go back.
And got a mason jar.
Okay, so if you're tied to a bed for 2 weeks, number one, you probably wouldn't have survived that. Okay, unless your feeding tube was in. Okay, I could grant you that, but nothing else. How do you know she went to the store? How do you know she didn't just grab the mason jar from the cupboard? Okay, because she's a hoarder, she has a lot of stuff. Okay, how did you know she got a picture of Dan? How did you know she got a picture of you? How did you know that she put it in a jar with a cow's tongue? How did you know all of that? And she says, oh, and she took some of my menstrual blood. Okay, so wait a minute. So you're just allowing your mama to play down there? I call bullshit. I call bullshit. I call bull. I call Pinocchio. Pinocchio. You're caught, Pinocchio. Okay. So what I'm gathering is that Gypsy was into some dark crap with her little internet. Okay, because she didn't have toys. She had toys, okay, because her mom hoarded them all. But this thing here was 23 years old. Okay, hold on. Let me just do the math real quick. Hold on. Okay, so by 23, I had a 7-year-old. Okay, so I left my house at 14 because of the issues within my home. And I felt anything was better than being in that home. Gypsy could have left if she wanted to. She was a grown ass adult. Okay. But she was spoiled. That's what I see. A spoiled brat. Okay. A spoiled freaking brat that her mom was not allowing her to see these older men because she became promiscuous. Okay. And her mom was like, no 35-year-old. What the heck? As any mother should. And Gypsy, Miss Princess, was, oh my God, somebody told me no, I'm gonna kill her. What? Okay. So first of all, I believe nobody was playing down there with her stuff, trying to get menstrual blood from her, okay? Well, there was somebody, herself. Why do I say that? Very easy. I think she did a ritual to try to become famous for riches and fame, okay? And she did it. Gypsy performed voodoo. In my eyes, allegedly, okay? I believe Gypsy performed voodoo either so that her mother, because the whole cow tongue and the pictures, I feel like Gypsy needed her mother silenced so that Gypsy could do what the fuck she want to do. Okay? Gypsy was also looking on the internet about being witchy stuff and making things in your dreams come true. Oh, it's so magical. Disneyland. Woohoo. Okay? And Gypsy made a deal with the devil. And that's why Gypsy is connected to Dr. Phil and Oprah and Hollywood now. Okay? That's why the Kardashians are involved. The biggest witches of all. See, I could have been on that side, but I chose not to. I chose to expose that side instead. And the first will be last, and the last will be first. But the first won't be last until the last exposes the first. And that's my job. You've met your match. Let's continue.
And a cow tongue. She put the cow tongue in the mason jar with the two pictures and a little bit of my menstrual blood.
Do you see how she's smiling? There is no truth behind that. And she knows it. And she's even like, I can't believe I made this up. This sounds so good, don't it? Yeah, but the only thing is, before you said all that, you said you were tied to a bed for 2 weeks. So how did you see all that? And then she went outside and buried it in the backyard. How do you know that? She could have went outside and smoked a cigarette for all you know. She could have went outside and shoveled dog shit. We don't know. You wouldn't know unless you were actually doing it. Hold on. This is her words for word, okay? Gypsy recalled that she first started to rebel against Dee Dee, when she met a man named Dan. So she's promiscuous and she wants to, at 23 years old, wants to be with a 35-year-old. Gross. At a sci-fi pop culture convention in 2011. Soon, she tried to run away from home to be with him, but Dee Dee caught her. Whatever. She tried to leave, and Dee Dee was like, no the hell you not. Get your ass back in here. Her mother chained Gypsy to the bed for 2 weeks as punishment. I call bullshit. And also put a voodoo hex on her, allegedly. Get out of here. Disgusting. Here we go. Hold on. She printed out a picture of Dan, and she printed out a picture of me. And she went to the store and got a mason jar and a cow tongue, Gypsy said. She put the cow tongue in the mason jar with the 2 pictures and a little bit of my menstrual blood. She buried it in the backyard and said, "You'll never find love." Oh, again. "You will never be happy." So I think this is true. I just think it's true because every time I get close to someone, more than half my age. Oh, she didn't say that. I'm sorry. They leave me. What do you mean every time you get with someone? I thought you weren't allowed out the house. I thought you weren't allowed to have friends. I thought your mother was your best friend. That's what you said in the interrogation. You didn't say how horrible your mother was. You was trying to say how loving you guys were together and how bestest of friends you guys were and how she did everything for you and took you to Disneyland and took you to here and took you to there and she was just the best. But you made sure you left behind Nick's DNA everywhere. This is a crime of passion, anger, and demonic Delulu situations, okay? And honestly, I feel bad for Nick. I really, really, really do. Yes, he did it, but would he have done it if Gypsy didn't say, "Hey, I was pregnant and I really wasn't, but I'm gonna tell you I was pregnant and she forced me to kill the baby." See, I can see him do. Okay, I did it because he said he never covered her up. I could see Gypsy going back in there like, yeah, I hate my mother. I tried to shoot her 10 times and then I realized, the bullets weren't real. Oops. And I tried to get somebody else to kill her, but he wouldn't do it. Okay, listen. I believe this is all for political gain, okay? They had to get Gypsy out for a reason, okay? And the reason is for Hollywood, because Hollywood could make money off of her. So, not only did Dr. Phil make money off of her, now Lifetime's about to make money off of her, and everybody else is going to make money off of her, hence her voodoo. Oh, and don't forget, she was a guest star on the Kardashians. She's living her best life while everybody else is rotting. Okay, so I still want to go into like the crime scene pictures. Here, let me just show you a few while we're here.